Hi, and welcome to a new episode of In the Hot Seat. With me today is Gord Raman, our Chief Legal Officer for ATS. Gord, welcome.
Thank you, Andrew. Glad to be here.
When you started your career, did you want to become a Chief Legal Officer? What was your career aspirations and did this align with it?
This was not in the grand plan.
Okay.
So my career started off, I went to engineering school, worked for a very short period of time as an engineer. Engineers always seem to get MBAs, so I was going to go get an MBA, had the opportunity to study law and my MBA together, did that. And then, funny story, when I was looking for a summer job, the process to find a summer job at a law firm was 3 weeks before the process to find a summer job through the business program. So I went through the process, found a summer job at a law firm, and it was fascinating. I got to work on an IPO, so I started to really get into the idea of what is it like to work in the capital markets, what's an M&A transaction like, and I ended up building a career at a law firm for many, many years. And I worked with the ATS for many, many years, particularly on M&A transactions. And so when this opportunity came along, it was like, hadn't thought about it, but this would be really quite interesting for a whole bunch of reasons. And then that's kind of what got me here.
That's great. People understand what finance does, what HR does. What would be kind of your one-liner, this is what legal does for ATS?
What legal does for ATS is help the business grow while mitigating risk, or at least managing risk.
Perfect. There's many people that have impacts in our lives. Is there somebody that had a huge impact in your life? Who was it? And what was the impact they had on your leadership style or how you really approach your job?
Yeah, I probably have two examples of people that kind of impacted my leadership style. One is a managing partner at a law firm I worked at. And so at law firms, instead of CEOs, we have managing partners. And so this managing partner was known for, he'd make tough decisions, but he had this way of communicating, very empathetic, very story-oriented in the way he communicated. And he was able to move groups of people into seeing things in a way that accomplished things. And I realized, communication is something that we can develop. It doesn't always come to us, but when you can nail it, it really does help in how you approach leadership, how you approach most things in life. So that idea of communication, I think I really got from him. And the second example was somebody who started off as a mentor and then eventually became one of my closest friends. And she just had this natural ability to go through life and not make things about herself. And it's as human beings, it's hard because we kind of are the center of our own stories. And but whatever problem she approached, it was always around, well, what's the thing we're trying to solve? Less about how does it impact me, how does it affect me, but what's the thing we're trying to solve? And she always kept that big picture in mind. And when you do that, things kind of just naturally work out. What
a great person to learn from.
Yeah.
So ABM, if you had to describe it to somebody that was new to ATS, how would you describe it?
I think the way I would describe it is it's really a process-driven way to figure out how you're doing things, how you can break it in little pieces and figure out how to do each of those things better so the overall thing that you're trying to accomplish gets better over time.
Gord, everyone has a secret power. What's yours and how does it help you?
This is a really good question. I don't know if it's a secret power, but the one thing that I've tried to work on over the years is really to try to simplify things. And it started as a way for me to understand things. Like how do I, if I'm facing something new, how do I strip away things that kind of get in the way, but just how do I understand the thing? Mm-hmm. And what that led me to do is, particularly when this started when I would talk to clients, but if you can simplify things in a way that people can understand it, even if they just take away 1, 2, or 3 things, you've had more impact on what you're trying to convey than giving them so much information that they can't really walk away and describe it to somebody else. So that the idea of simplifying is something I really try to work on.
I like that. Gord, this has been tremendous. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being a part of In the Hot Seat.
Thanks very much.